Before this video starts, please note that this patch analysis is from the day 1 patch and may not reflect the current state of the game if future changes are made. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoy the video. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Pokemon Planet Update Week, the series where I read and explain each new patch made to Pokemon Planet. This week's patch is a bit of a small one, but one that heavily impacts the game as a whole. I asked all you lovely people on my community tab whether you wanted a video or a short, and the vast majority of you said a video, so this might take me a bit longer to get out. So without wasting any more time, let's go over this week's patch notes. Today is the 14th of September, but as always, this video is probably going to come out on the 15th. Today's patch comes from Void. This patch includes one change and a small note. This video should be pretty quick. In this week's patch, I'm happy to announce that they've reverted some of the PvE bans and NPC trainer battles that were put in place last week. Needless to say, from some of the comments I received on the last update video, the PvE bans were a super unpopular change. The ban list was pretty extensive, but after further review, the developers decided to unban a sizable portion of moves. Obviously, there are still some banned moves and abilities like Double Team, Baton Pass, and Sandville to name a few, but a lot of popular moves and abilities have been unbanned with this patch. I'll go over the highlights, but I highly recommend checking out the full updated list by clicking the first link in the description. For abilities, the unbanning of Sturdy and Prankster are probably going to be the most impactful. These two were highly used abilities, and people are probably going to be extremely happy for them to be returning in NPC battles. These two were unbanned along with a few others like Pressure and Shadow Tag. As for moves, the big ones that have been unbanned are Curse and Foul Play. A few others include Forest's Curse, Magic Room, and Mean Look. To add on to that, if you'll remember from last week's patch, there were a few moves that had their effects restricted. Well, I'm happy to say that moves like Fire Spin, Thief, and most importantly, Knockoff have had their extra effects fully restored and now work as normal. And last, and probably most importantly, NPC trainer Pokemon can have their stats lowered like normal again. So abilities like Intimidate and moves like Screech are finally usable again. To add on to this, they've lifted the Flinch ban as well. This patch ends off by saying that there will be other changes related to trainer stat buffs in a future patch. Personally, I, of course, really like this change. I thought that banning battle mechanics and moves in PvE was a really weird move for them to take, but they've listened to community feedback and have unbanned some things, which I think is awesome. Obviously, a lot of moves and abilities are still banned, so I recommend clicking the first link in the description to see the full updated list. I think a lot of players will be extremely happy with this change. I know I am. To end this video off, there's a small note at the bottom of this patch saying that improvements have been made to the server boot up process, which means that maintenance time should be halved. They'll still have to test this though, but if these improvements have been made, the game is going to be up a lot faster after downtime. With that being covered, that's everything you need to know about this week's patch. I unfortunately didn't put out a poll to gauge community reaction for this patch since I put out the other one, but I personally think this is a great patch. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
You